What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet, and I am black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. So, as we've seen over the last few weeks, we've seen the former president, Donald Trump, be found guilty of some crimes while he faced a trial in court. And basically, he was found guilty of using money to pay off some hoes because he loves the hoes, he can't resist them, and he decided to pay them off with some government money. And he messed up trying to lie about it and trying to hide it and everything else. So that's basically what he was found guilty of. And on the other side of the aisle, we have the crack smoking son of Joe Biden, one Hunter Biden. He was also found guilty of trying to buy a firearm while also being a drug addict. So, two sides of the political aisle, two people who are, looked at as somewhat symbols of both sides of the political aisle, have been found guilty of crimes. And, it's a funny thing. And I wanted to talk about the whole Trump trial when it was going on. The only reason I did it is because I wanted to wait and see the results. And I'm kind of glad I waited because now I got a chance to talk about Hunter Biden as well. So going back to Trump, I don't think, even with this guilty verdict, I don't know what the sentence is going to be as of yet, as of recording this video, but I doubt it's going to be anything major. If anything else, he's probably just going to have to pay a fine or something like that. Because the truth of the matter is, they never prosecute any of these major politicians or major presidents with any real crimes. They can't do that because that would it it would cause it ruins the office of the president. Basically, if the president is convicted of an actual crime, then that will, that looks bad on the country as a whole. That's the reason why Nixon never went to prison. Okay, even though he sent some people to do a lot of illegal things, they never sent him to prison for that. He was allowed to resign and allowed to get out of there. Yeah, his reputation was somewhat tarnished, but even so, he still got pardoned for any wrongdoing. So they can't have the symbol of the United States, the president, be convicted of a crime, which is funny because they say that the president is not a king, or he's not supposed to be this big time figure. He's only supposed to be a head executive. But even that, they can't have the idea of any type of impropriety with that office. So even though Donald Trump, who's a scumbag, who most people hate, both Republicans and Democrats hate Donald Trump because he upset the apple cart in their little arena, or their little fiefdom that they have there. They still don't want the office of the president being tarnished to that degree, anyway, with someone being charged of a crime. Because the truth be told, Trump has done worse than what he was charged for. But if you charged him for that, then you would have to retroactively go back and start charging other presidents like Obama and Clinton and Bush Jr. and Bush Sr. and Ronald Reagan. You'd have to really start combing through all of them and charging them with the major crimes that they are truly guilty of. These world criminal crimes. Crimes so big that we just call it collateral damage, or we just call it governmental policy. when these people, when these politicians and these executives commit crimes against humanity, they always give some nice euphemism to it. That way, it doesn't look as bad. Now, when Ray Ray shoots someone on the corner, he's the most vile thug criminal to ever grace the jail cell, right? But if a president shoots off a bomb and blows up an entire village of people, men, women, and children, Now that's just some collateral damage. So right, this it's not that big of a deal then, right? So the bigger the crime, the easier it is to get away with it, apparently, right? So like I said, I don't think it's not really that big of a deal that Trump got charged, and I don't think he's actually going to go to prison for anything. It would be funny. I would laugh my ass off if he actually did some jail time. That would be great. I would love to see him, his orange skin and the orange jumpsuit and that bad lace front or whatever, sitting in a prison cell, looking all pitiful, that pitiful look he has on his face. I would love to see that. But I know that's not going to happen. Okay. Now going on to Hunter Biden, I doubt he'll see the inside of a jail cell either. At least not at this point. It could happen. It could happen, but I doubt it. Right? They're probably just going to give him some sort of fine or probation or whatever because he's the. So, there's lots of family members of these presidents out here who commit crimes. I'm not even going to get into the Kennedy family and all the nonsense they've done and crimes they've committed. But, that's also such a big, too much publicity. Like, I think Hunter Biden has already brought so much bad publicity to his family with his crack smoking and taking his dead brother's wife and getting her hooked on crack cocaine as well and hanging out with hookers and everything else. Now he tried to go buy a gun. I don't know why he thought that was a good idea, but once again, when you're high on drugs, you don't really think very clearly. So he tried to get a gun and wound up getting charged for that. Now, in my opinion, that is just the Republicans kind of being a little vindictive because the truth of the matter is, Hunter Biden, really, he should be charged the same way black drug addicts and black people have been charged with a lot of these crimes. I think like if he got the same treatment as a lot of the black people who were charged under his father's crime bills, that would be better. But even so, they're not really going as hard as they could on Hunter Biden. They're still kind of giving him a wide berth. Now, once again, I doubt he will go to prison, but I would love to see him in an orange jumpsuit in the jail. As a matter of fact, I think Hunter Biden, if he went to prison, he would probably wind up, being turned out. Like you would see if Hunter Biden had to be in like a real prison for a year, like the general population, in a year you come back and you see like his hair would be long like a female. He'd be wearing makeup and everything else because he's a drug addict, and they would turn his ass out. He would do whatever he could to get a hold of those drugs. He'd be selling his behind in prison to get himself a fix. Okay, so that's how I would think it would go for Hunter Biden. He would be Heather Biden in about a year or so of being on lockdown. He'd be the booty warrior's girlfriend. And, sad to say that, but I think that's just how it will go. And Trump, it'd be funny to see them like in the same prison together. I doubt that would ever happen, but it would be funny to see them in there. Now, Trump, I don't think he would get taken advantage of because Trump, for whatever his flaws are, he is very good at manipulating idiots and morons and buffoons and other criminals. So I think Trump will wind up being probably being like a little a shot caller for whatever prison gang he decides to join up with. If he went to like general population and had to go hang out with the criminals, they would definitely start loving him after a while. He would have them eating out of the palm of his hand, and he would have his own little prison gang. He'd be Pimp Daddy Trump. Might even be out there pimping Hunter Biden. You never know. So, it's funny. It's something to laugh at, but, this is the weird country we live in. These are the people that they present to us that we're supposed to take seriously, right? These are the people that they want us to worship and think highly of. And these are the people that look down their nose at us, especially black people, They tell us all black people are criminals or thugs or whatever. And these fools got all the charges you can think of for what they've done. And as a matter of fact, they actually should have more charges. There's actually a lot more realistic crimes that they should be charged with. But once again, Trump was a former president. They don't want to tarnish the office that much. And Hunter is the son of the president and also a lifelong politician. So they don't want to tarnish him that much, as bad as it is, even though I don't think Joe Biden thinks of it one way or the other. He doesn't think at all. I'm still thinking that must be like a robot, android, or clone as a stand-in there for Joe Biden. I don't know what's going on with that. But you folks let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. I very much like to hear what you have to say about these two political jailbirds that we have going on now in this country. Anyway, this is Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on a devil's back.